After years of speculation and silence, Donny Osmond, one of the few people who truly understood Michael Jackson, is finally opening up about the mysteries and rumors that have surrounded the King of Pop for decades. Their bond wasn't just a casual friendship, it was a connection forged in the unique, often isolating world of childhood stardom. Both Donny and Michael grew up in the public eye, their lives unfolding under the relentless spotlight of fame, and this shared experience created a deep understanding between them that few could match. For so long, Donny has remained quiet, choosing not to fuel the endless headlines, the gossip, or the controversies that have followed Michael, both during his life and after his passing. He watched as rumors swirled, as the world speculated, and as misunderstandings took root and spread. He could have spoken out, could have shared his side of the story, but instead, he held onto his memories of Michael in silence, keeping his insights private and shielding his friend's legacy. But now, Donny believes it's time to set the record straight. In this rare moment of vulnerability, Donny is ready to share what he witnessed behind the scenes, a side of Michael Jackson that the public never saw. His perspective on Michael is unlike anyone else's. As someone who knew Michael on a profoundly personal level, Donny offers a unique glimpse into the private world of a man who has long been a mystery to fans and critics alike. Through Donny's eyes, we're about to see beyond the glittering icon, beyond the public image, and into the heart of a man who faced struggles and triumphs that few could truly understand. The insights Donny is about to reveal could confirm some of the public's suspicions, but they might also challenge everything we thought we knew. What was it like to be Michael Jackson's friend? What truths lay behind the rumors that haunted his life? And what struggles did Michael confide in Donny that he could never share with the world? Donny's revelations promise to provide answers to these questions, and perhaps leave us with even more to ponder. Prepare yourself, because Donny's insights are about to take us on an unforgettable journey through the life of Michael Jackson, offering us a deeper understanding of the King of Pop and a glimpse into the unspoken truths that lay behind the music and the myth. Donny Osmond and Michael Jackson's friendship began when they were just children, both thrust into a world of fame and pressure that few could comprehend. They met in the late 1960s when the Osmonds and the Jackson 5 were rising to stardom, performing on the same stages and appearing on the same television shows. Their friendship blossomed from there, grounded in a mutual understanding of what it was like to grow up in the spotlight. As child stars, both Donny and Michael experienced the weight of expectations, the relentless work schedules, and the sacrifices that came with fame at a young age. And in that, they found a unique connection. Over the years, they bonded over shared stories and the rare pressures they each faced. Donny recalls how, even in their earliest conversations, they spoke about their dreams, their fears, and the struggles they encountered. In a world where everyone else seemed to want something from them, they could be open and vulnerable with each other. Donny reveals that he and Michael would often talk about the challenges of living up to their family names, the pressure to always be perfect, and the lack of normalcy in their lives. For both of them, their childhoods were filled with the demands of show business, leaving little room for a typical upbringing. As they grew older, their paths diverged, but their bond remained. Donny would go on to navigate his own journey through fame and public scrutiny, while Michael's career reached unprecedented heights. Yet they always found their way back to one another. Their conversations became deeper, more reflective, as they each struggled with the burdens of celebrity. Donny remembers moments when Michael would call him late at night, seeking advice or simply looking for a listening ear. For Michael, Donny was a friend he could trust, a confidant who understood the toll of fame, not just in the public sense, but on a deeply personal level. Despite the distance that sometimes came between them, Donny always felt a sense of loyalty and empathy for Michael. He could see the toll that fame took on his friend, and he knew that the world didn't fully understand the man behind the headlines. Their friendship was more than just two entertainers connecting. It was a support system, a safe haven in an industry that rarely offered true friendship. Donny reveals that his bond with Michael was one of the few things that stayed constant amidst the shifting landscapes of their lives. But as Donny would later admit, their friendship wasn't without its complications. As Michael's life became more complex, he began to withdraw, sometimes disappearing for long stretches, a behavior that worried Donny. And yet, even during those times, Donny always held a place for Michael in his life, understanding that his friend was navigating challenges few could fathom. Their friendship, built on shared experiences and mutual understanding, became a lifeline for both of them, a quiet, enduring connection in a world that often felt chaotic and isolating. As their friendship deepened, Donny Osmond began to see a side of Michael Jackson that few people ever witnessed, a side marked by private struggles and deep-seated vulnerabilities. In moments away from the cameras and stage spotlights, Michael would open up to Donny, revealing the toll that fame had taken on him. Donny recalls conversations where Michael confided his fears, the pressures of always having to live up to the expectations of his fans, and the relentless scrutiny that seemed to follow his every move. For Michael, the world's fascination was both a gift and a heavy burden, one that sometimes left him feeling isolated and misunderstood. Donny describes how fame had not only made Michael a global icon, but also a target. Michael was aware of how the media twisted his every word, how rumors could take on a life of their own, and how difficult it was to trust anyone in his inner circle. Donny remembers Michael admitting that he often felt trapped by his own success and the public's insatiable curiosity. As Donny listened, he realized that the struggles Michael faced went far beyond the typical pressures of celebrity. They were battles that went to the core of Michael's sense of self and security. One of the most poignant aspects of these private conversations was Michael's struggle with his identity. Donny recalls moments where Michael would express doubts about who he really was beneath the layers of fame and image. He longed for a sense of normalcy, yet his life had never allowed it. Donny could see that Michael was torn between the persona the world saw and the person he wanted to be. A sensitive, compassionate man who wished he could escape the pressures of his public life, even if just for a moment. The struggle to reconcile these two sides left Michael feeling isolated, a reality that Donny came to understand all too well. In these quiet, intimate talks, Michael also shared his yearning for genuine connections, relationships that weren't tainted by the fame that defined his life. Donny sensed that Michael was seeking something deeper, something real amidst a world of shallow interactions and superficial friendships. And yet, no matter how hard he tried, it seemed that the fame that had brought him so much joy also kept him from finding that realness he craved. Donny remembers Michael admitting that he often felt people didn't see him as a person, but rather as a commodity, a reality that only deepened his sense of loneliness. For Donny, these conversations left a lasting impact. He saw Michael not as the king of pop, but as a friend struggling to find peace in a world that demanded more from him than anyone could ever give. Donny admired Michael's resilience, his ability to keep going despite the challenges, but he also worried about his friend's well-being. These private struggles and confidences were reminders of the price Michael paid for his fame, a price that very few could truly comprehend. And as Donny reflects on these moments, he's left with a sense of sadness, knowing that the world never fully understood the depths of Michael's inner battles. As Donny Osmond recalls, one of Michael Jackson's deepest struggles was with trust. Over time, Michael grew increasingly guarded, and with good reason. In an industry where everyone seemed to want something from him, Michael found it harder and harder to know who he could truly rely on. Donny explains that Michael's experiences with betrayal, from both personal and professional relationships, led him to build walls around himself, walls that only a handful of people were allowed to see behind. Donny was one of the rare few, someone Michael knew he could confide in without fear of being exploited or misunderstood. In their private conversations, Michael would talk about the loneliness that came with never knowing others' true intentions. Donny recalls moments when Michael expressed a deep sadness about the constant fear of betrayal, a fear that kept him from fully opening up to people. Michael's fame had attracted people from all corners, some genuine, others opportunistic. The constant need to question everyone's motives weighed heavily on him, leading him to isolate himself more and more over the years. Donny shares that Michael's isolation wasn't just physical, but emotional too. Even surrounded by crowds of fans and followers, Michael often felt alone. He confided in Donny that he struggled with feelings of alienation, always uncertain of who was there for him as a person versus who was there for the superstar. Donny remembers how this fear of insincerity made it difficult for Michael to form meaningful connections. The more famous he became, the more he pulled back from the world, creating a self-imposed solitude that few could penetrate. There were times, Donny reveals, when he could sense Michael's desperation for real companionship, a desire to connect with people who saw him for who he was, not for his fame or wealth. Donny knew that Michael felt a constant tension between wanting to trust and the fear of being hurt. It was a struggle that left him feeling vulnerable, exposed, and sometimes even paranoid. And as his friend, Donny understood the toll this took on Michael's mental health, how the isolation seemed to deepen his insecurities and make him more withdrawn. Michael's relationship with trust was complicated, and his journey through fame only made it harder for him to feel safe around others. Donny reflects on how, even in his closest friendships, Michael would sometimes hold back, hesitant to fully open up. It wasn't that he didn't want meaningful relationships, he did, but the fear of betrayal, a fear that had been confirmed too many times, prevented him from fully letting people in. Donny felt this sadness keenly, understanding that Michael's mistrust wasn't born out of arrogance or aloofness. It was a self-defense mechanism, a way to protect himself in a world that had hurt him too many times. Through Donny's perspective, we see Michael's isolation not as a choice, but as a painful necessity, a shield he put up to guard against a world that too often misunderstood or mistreated him. For Donny, this was one of the most heartbreaking aspects of their friendship, knowing that despite all the love Michael gave, he struggled to feel truly loved in return. It was a burden he carried quietly, one that made Donny wish the world could see the man he saw, a friend who wanted nothing more than to be accepted for who he was, behind the fame, behind the music, and beyond the public persona. For years, the public was fascinated by the mysteries and rumors surrounding Michael Jackson's personal life, and Donny Osmond, as one of his closest friends, had a unique view on these speculations. The media painted Michael in all kinds of lights, sometimes as an eccentric genius, other times as a figure cloaked in controversy. Yet as Donny explains, the reality of Michael's life was often far more complicated than the rumors suggested. He witnessed firsthand how those stories affected Michael, often warping public perception in ways that Michael found both painful and unfair. Donny recalls how Michael would confide in him about the constant frustration of being misunderstood. Each new rumor seemed to push Michael further into isolation, making it difficult for him to share his true self with anyone beyond a select few. Donny explains that while some rumors may have had a kernel of truth, they were often exaggerated or taken completely out of context. For Michael, it felt as though the world was building a distorted version of him, one that left out his kindness, his vulnerability, and his desire for a simple, private life. The most damaging part, Donny remembers, was that these rumors began to overshadow Michael's accomplishments. Instead of focusing on his contributions to music and culture, the public became fixated on his personal choices and lifestyle. Donny describes how heartbreaking it was for Michael to see his work overshadowed by sensational headlines and tabloid speculation. Despite being one of the most talented and influential figures in the world, Michael struggled to feel seen for his art. The constant barrage of rumors made him feel like a prisoner in his own life, unable to escape the public's relentless gaze. Donny also points out how these rumors affected Michael's relationships. People who entered his life often did so with preconceived notions based on media portrayals, making it difficult for Michael to feel truly understood or accepted. Donny believes that many of these misunderstandings created a barrier between Michael and the world, adding to his sense of loneliness and isolation. For someone as sensitive and introspective as Michael, the constant misinterpretation of his actions felt deeply personal, as though the world was rejecting not just his lifestyle but his very essence. Reflecting on these rumors, Donny insists that the public never truly saw the real Michael Jackson. What they saw was a version crafted by tabloids and speculation, a figure created to entertain rather than the human being he knew. Donny remembers the late-night conversations where Michael would express his sadness, his confusion, and his desire to be seen for who he really was. Donny explains that in Michael's eyes, the rumors weren't just a nuisance. They were a kind of betrayal by a world he had spent his life trying to entertain and inspire. For Donny, these memories underscore the tragedy of Michael's story. He believes that if people could have seen past the rumors and looked beyond the headlines, they would have discovered a man who was gentle, caring, and remarkably misunderstood. And as Donny shares this insight, he hopes to set the record straight, revealing that behind the myth and mystery of Michael Jackson, there was a real person who simply wanted to be loved and accepted. For Donny, that's the Michael he remembers, the friend who confided in him about his pain, his hopes, and his dreams, and the man he believes deserves to be remembered with compassion and understanding. As Donny Osmond reflects on Michael Jackson's life and legacy, he's struck by the profound impact Michael had on music, culture, and the countless lives he touched. To Donny, Michael's contributions weren't just about chart-topping hits or groundbreaking performances. They were about inspiring people to dream bigger, to believe in the impossible, and to connect with one another through the universal language of music. Donny witnessed firsthand Michael's unwavering dedication to his craft, a dedication that often left him exhausted, but always determined to push boundaries and set new standards. Donny speaks with admiration about Michael's ability to captivate audiences and his tireless pursuit of perfection. He remembers watching Michael's meticulous approach to everything he did, from his iconic dance moves to his visionary music videos. For Michael, every project was an opportunity to create something memorable, something that would outlast his own lifetime. Donny believes that Michael's passion for his art heart was what made him a legend, someone who not only entertained but also transcended the music industry, leaving a legacy that would influence generations to come. Yet Donny is also painfully aware of the complexities that came with Michael's legacy. The same fame that allowed Michael to reach millions also exposed him to intense scrutiny and judgment. Donny recalls how deeply Michael felt the weight of public opinion, a burden that often clouded his immense accomplishments. While the world celebrated his genius, it also held him to impossible standards, expecting him to be both a flawless artist and a perfect person. Donny describes how, even in moments of triumph, Michael struggled to feel truly accepted, knowing that every move he made would be analyzed and criticized. One of the most difficult parts for Donny is seeing how, even after Michael's passing, his legacy remains complicated, marred by controversy and misunderstanding. Donny wishes people could remember Michael for the joy he brought to the world, for the powerful messages embedded in his music, and for the trailblazing creativity he brought to the industry. He believes that, at his core, Michael was someone who wanted to spread love and hope, who used his platform to advocate for change and unity. Donny is saddened by the fact that so much of that message was lost in the noise of rumors and speculation, overshadowing the essence of who Michael truly was. In sharing his reflections, Donny hopes to honor the Michael he knew, a friend who was kind, compassionate, and endlessly dedicated to his vision. To Donny, Michael's legacy isn't just about his records or his awards, it's about the countless lives he touched, the people he inspired, and the lasting impact he left on the world. Donny recalls the moments they shared, the laughs, the late-night talks, and the dreams they confided in each other. These memories, he says, are a part of Michael's legacy too, a legacy of friendship, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of a dream. For Donny, remembering Michael isn't just about celebrating a superstar, it's about honoring a man who, despite his struggles, gave everything he had to bring joy to others. He believes that Michael's legacy deserves to be seen in its fullness, both the brilliance and the struggles, the triumphs and the tragedies. Through his reflections, Donny hopes to remind the world that Michael Jackson was more than an icon. He was a person, one who faced challenges with courage and whose heart was as big as his talent. In the end, Donny sees Michael's legacy as one of beauty and complexity, a reminder of the powerful impact one person can have on the world, even in the face of immense hardship. As Donny Osmond looks back on his friendship with Michael Jackson, he realizes just how much Michael's life and struggles influenced his own journey through fame and self-discovery. Their shared experiences as child stars gave Donny a rare perspective, allowing him to understand fame's double-edged nature in ways few others could. Watching Michael navigate the highs and lows of his career left a lasting impression on Donny, shaping his approach to both his personal life and his career. Donny recalls moments when Michael's challenges served as lessons for him. While both of them experienced intense pressure from a young age, Donny saw Michael facing an even higher level of scrutiny and expectation. For Donny, Michael's life became a reminder of how crucial it is to protect one's own mental and emotional well-being amidst the chaos of fame. Seeing the struggles that fame brought Michael gave Donny a deeper appreciation for setting boundaries and finding moments of quiet away from the spotlight. At the same time, Michael's relentless pursuit of perfection inspired Donny. Michael's drive to push creative limits, to constantly improve his craft, and to connect with his audience on a profound level encouraged Donny to reach deeper within himself as an artist. Watching Michael work made Donny more aware of the dedication required to create something lasting. He admired how Michael could be simultaneously meticulous and innovative, always striving to bring something new to the table. To Donny, this dedication was a testament to Michael's passion, a trait he tried to carry forward in his own work. But beyond the professional inspiration, Michael's life also taught Donny valuable lessons about compassion and loyalty. He witnessed how Michael's kindness, even in the face of betrayal and hardship, defined him just as much as his artistic talent. Donny admired how, despite everything, Michael continued to give generously, to care for others, and to be a supportive friend. This influenced Donny's approach to his own relationships, reminding him of the importance of staying grounded, empathetic, and genuine. In many ways, Michael's journey served as both a cautionary tale and a source of motivation. Donny learned to navigate fame with caution, understanding that success came with its own set of pitfalls. He saw how the demands of stardom could strip away personal happiness if one wasn't careful, yet he also saw how Michael's resilience encouraged him to stay true to his dreams, to continue pursuing his passion despite the challenges. Michael's life became a silent mentor for Donny, showing him the importance of balancing ambition with self-care, of striving for greatness without losing oneself in the process. Reflecting on their friendship, Donny realizes that the impact of Michael's life goes goes beyond their shared history. Michael's story has become an integral part of Donny's own journey, a guidepost that has shaped his values, his outlook on fame, and his approach to life. Donny holds their friendship close, knowing that it not only enriched his life, but also taught him lessons that would continue to resonate long after Michael's passing. In remembering Michael, Donny isn't just honoring a friend, he's honoring the profound influence that Michael's life had on him, an influence that he carries with him every day. In his final reflections, Donny Osmond speaks with a mix of admiration, sorrow, and gratitude as he remembers Michael Jackson and the legacy he left behind. For Donny, Michael was more than the king of pop. He was a complex, sensitive friend who bore the weight of the world with an inner strength that most people never truly saw. Donny hopes that by sharing his perspective, he can help people see beyond the myths and rumors that have clouded Michael's life, to honor the man he knew, the friend, the artist, and the human being who devoted himself entirely to his craft and to those he loved. As he thinks about Michael's legacy, Donny feels a bittersweet sense of pride. He's proud of Michael's monumental contributions to music and culture, proud of the way he broke barriers and inspired millions, and proud of the impact that continues to echo through the generations. But there's also a profound sadness, knowing that much of Michael's humanity was often overshadowed by the controversies and speculation that followed him. Donny wishes the world could see Michael as he did, a gentle soul whose life was filled with moments of joy and hardship, brilliance and vulnerability. Donny hopes that through his memories, people will remember Michael not just as a pop icon, but as a man who faced extraordinary pressures and challenges. He wants the world to recognize the sacrifices Michael made, the battles he fought behind closed doors, and the quiet kindness he showed to those closest to him. To Donny, Michael's legacy isn't only about the records he broke or the performances he gave. It's about his resilience, his heart, and his dedication to making a difference. Donny believes that if people could look past the tabloid stories and see the real Michael, they would find someone who was as deeply human as he was talented. In sharing these final words, Donny leaves us with a powerful reminder that Michael's life was as layered as his music, filled with light and shadow, triumph and tragedy. He urges us to remember that behind every legend lies a person who, like everyone else, yearned for connection, understanding, and peace. For Donny, honoring Michael's legacy means remembering both his genius and his struggles, acknowledging the beauty and pain that shaped the man he was. As Donny reflects on their friendship, he expresses a profound sense of gratitude. Michael's life taught him invaluable lessons about resilience, kindness, and the cost of fame, lessons that have stayed with him throughout his own journey. And though Michael is no longer here, his influence lives on, not just in the world of music, but in the hearts of those who loved him. For Donny, Michael's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of art, friendship, and compassion. In closing, Donny offers a thought-provoking question to those who knew Michael only from a distance. What if we remembered Michael not for the controversies, but for the joy he brought to millions, the barriers he broke, and the kindness he showed behind the scenes? He leaves us with this challenge, hoping that the world will choose to honor the legacy of a man who was as remarkable in his humanity as he was in his talent. Ultimately, Donny's final words are a tribute to a friendship that shaped his life and a legacy that continues to inspire. His story invites us to look beyond the myths, to see Michael Jackson as he truly was, and to celebrate the spirit of a man who gave everything he had to the world, leaving behind a legacy that, in Donny's eyes, deserves nothing less than reverence and respect.